Okay, good evening. We're up to pay tonight's stuff is pay Dalid. We started yesterday a new parak HaChayvel. HaChayvel deals with what? Chavola ben Adam l'chaveroi, Adam l'Adam. We saw the famous Chazal. If you don't mind, just taking it down for a second. So you saw a famous limud of ayin tachas ayin. Does not mean an eye for an eye. It means mammon. We brought two sources for it. One haka. We learn out, it says Maka Behemi Yishalmena, and then it says Ish Ki Temun Ba'misai, and we make just like there, by when you hit the animals, you get money, it's for money. So too, by Ki Tenish Ba'misai, it's also speaking about money with your friend. And then we said the pasuk of the first part of the share tonight, guys, we're going to have a bunch of other people attempting to go ahead and learn the source that ayin tachasayas mean money. But just one basic question. If it means mammon, why didn't it say it? You know what? This. How many times did you hear, even before you read, an eye for an eye? You ask any guy, let's say in the Bible, an eye for an eye, and they take it literally. And the Tzedaikim took it literally. Why did Hashem leave it up to conjecture? Right? Why don't you say, mammon? You pay money. Well, I'll show you what the Malbim says. Right? But the Malbim says, the Torah is telling us really what should be. You cost this person his eyesight, you should lose your eyesight. That's what it should be. But the Torah doesn't punish that way. In other words, it is a vengeful type way to punish, but it's the Torah, by telling you ayin tachas ayin, it's telling you really what the din should be. But we don't punish that way. It's the Malbim. It makes a lot of sense. We had the limudim yesterday. If you kill someone, you kill an ava. If you kill someone, you get killed. You kill an ava. You lose that ava, right? You kill the person's ava. So that's why I use the lashon. The Malbim says ayin tachas ayin. It really, you should go ahead, Rod, and really that's what the Torah wants to do. But however, the Torah can't do because that we don't punish that way. It's not exactly mida keneged mida, I guess. Anyway. So the first part is share a few different late until Mamish the whole Amid Aleph, guys. This long Amid Aleph, this hefty's Amid Aleph is going to deal with the din of learning out. How do you know it means money and not an eye for an eye? Okay, so we begin 4 lines up on Pei Gimel Amid Base. Tanya, Rabbi the Stoibin Hu Oidma Ayin Tachas Ayin. It says mammon. It means money. Atayim and mammon ayin ela ayin mamish. Amit arishahoyse einish shazer gedoyla. This guy has a big eye. And this one is a small eye. I don't know if it means eyesight, it means size. In other words, it won't be an eye for an eye because they're not the exact same eyes. So therefore must be money. Therefore must be money because you can't go ahead and say they correlate one large eye to a small eye. And if you're going to say what? In that instance, where one has a larger eye and the other has a smaller eye, that instance you take money. It's where they're equated, it's ayin tachas ayin. And when it's not equated, then there'll be 2 dinner, right? A dinner when they're equal and a dinner when they're not equal. It says that no, you have to have a universal din. So Ami goes, is my kushya. What's your kasha? It's always equal, guys. Whatever the size of the eye is, his vision is what you took away from him. So if they take away your eye, you're losing your vision. So it is an eye for an eye. So that's svara. It's not a good svara. Your svara is that it's not equal. It is equal. Why? Because if it's your eyesight, it's your eyesight. If you don't say that, let's say you have a short person kills a large person, or a large person kills a short person. What are you going to tell me? You don't kill the person? Right? Cotton over here means a small person. But it means, but in years he's a bar ancient. Regardless, sharik sakatin. Heki katlina lei atayra amad mishpa yacha yelachem mishva shavel kulchem. Everybody have to say neshama shakal minei neshama amrachmana nishkal minei. He took a neshama away. We take away his neshama. Hachanami by the eye nahira shakal minei nahira amrachmana nishkal minei. And therefore we're doicha the raya of Reb Doista ben Yehuda, guys. We're doicha is raya, guys. But he wanted to say the raya is. It's not davashavish b'shava because of size, and the answer is no. In terms of usage, they're equal. They're both eyesight, and therefore, therefore I wouldn't know money from that. I would say Yitaka could take away his eyesight. So that we failed. We slugged up Rav Dustoi ben Yehuda's pshat. Tanya Idach, another brisa. Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai Omer. Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai ayin tachas ayin mammon says it means money. At Omer mammon, you say it means what? Mammon. Ayin ela ayin mamish. Maybe taka means ayin mamish. Maybe taka means ayin mamish. So now we go to the Bach. Amrit. Hari shahaya suma. The person was blind. Visima, and he blinds someone else. Kita. He is what? And kita. He is an amputee, and he amputates someone else. Chigar. He's a cripple. The chigar, and he cripples someone else. How are you going to be Mekayim ayin tachasayin in that case? And what are you going to say? Take away money. In that case, where it's not equal, go ahead and then you'll take money. Mishparecha yilachem, mishpar shavel kulchem. The same dialogue as we had before. Good. Mishparecha yilachem, mishpar shavel kulchem. So Amri, my question, what's your question? In other words, you think you have a good raya, right? What you have a good raya. If a person who already is blinds someone else, obviously you can't take away his eye. He doesn't have an eye, right? If he goes ahead and takes away a person's arm, he doesn't have an arm. You can't go ahead and so it must be money. This is my kusha. In other words, really, guys, you should lose your eye. Really, you should lose your arm. Really, you should lose your leg. In this case, I can't do it. So then you don't do anything. In other words, that would not be like money. Where it's mishparecha yel kulcha means when I apply the din, then the din's the same. So it's either or. It's either money or the what? Or the arm, but not both. However, what about this option? Where I could go ahead and apply the din, I do, and when I can't, so you don't do anything. And that's not a chesar in the mishpah yel kulchem because I didn't do another mishpat. Not doing anything means because I can't do it. It's not like I charged you money. Money, guys, money is a direct steer to taking the eye. It's either or. Over here is when I can do the eye, I'll do the eye. When I can't, you're putter. I can't do it. But the halacha is the eye. But the halacha is the eye. Guys, you got it? Okay, you got it, guys. You hear it, guys. Guys, you hear the distinction between charging money as not being mishpat echad and not charging anything? One is I'm applying the din, that's the din, or I can't apply the din. The other one is a different din. It's a whole different din. It's money. It's not nothing. So therefore, maybe that's what it means. Maybe einachinami, it means what? You take his eye out. And my kushya, well, you can't do it because he doesn't have an eye. To take out his eye, if you don't say that, you have a person who's a treifa, meaning he's a dead person walking, dead man walking, right? This is such a saying, dead man walking. He's right. He's dead. He's good. Davar katil. You kill a treifa, you put the medina yadam because you killed a gavar katila. So it says treifa sharigas hashalem ma avdinale. What are you going to do to him? What do you have to conclude? So l'chayra, you have a very good. This works, guys. This works. In other words, his limud would work. It's not upshlag. It's not upshlag. His limud would work, correct? In other words, no, it is upshlag. It is upshlag. Yeah, it is upshlag. Excuse me, it is upshlag. Right. It's upshlag. Right. Yeah. Well, you're taking what? Let's go through it. You want to say it must be money. Because what's he supposed to do? So, no, you'll do it. You'll carry it out. We upshlag it, taka upshlag it, right? You'll do it. You can't do it because no, you'll pattern off the hook. Okay, very good. Okay, says the Gemara. The Bei Rishmal Tana in the yeshiva Rabbi Shmuel they learned. Okay, the pasuk says sheva tachas sheva, a break for a break. Ayin tachas ayin, shein tachas shein, kashayite mum ba'adam kenyin asay loy. Like you put a mum in a person, kenyin asay, it should be done to him. Tana amakra. Can you not say boy? You give, guys. It should be given to him. What, guys? What should be given to him? He takes out an eye. Can you not say what is not nasina? What's nasina mean? Money. They nasina elamamin. Nasina is money. You're giving over money. Nasina means what? It means money. So ela ma'ata kashayite mum ba'adam. When the pasuk says in pasuk yotes, it says. A person puts a mum in Adam. That lashon of putting in. Obviously, that doesn't mean that. So you see the verb of the shirish of nun, soft nun, doesn't necessarily mean giving over something, because you're giving over a mum, obviously not giving over anything. So what's your raya that it means money? So I read the Rabbi Shmuel Kroy Yisera Darshan. He didn't darshan from that. He darshan from an extra pasuk. Michti. Ksiv. It says Ish ki yitei mum ba'misai kashasa ken yasaloi ken yinasim by lamali. So what if I have pasuk yates, why do I need pasuk chaf beis? If I have it says in that pasuk that whatever he did you should do to him, why do you have to say ken yinasim loy? Says the Gemara. Shmamina mamin, right? Shmamina means money. Shmamina means money. Now, question the Gemara: Kashiyitin mum ba'adam lamali. Right? Why does it says kashayitin mum ba'adam? Why do I need that? It was the words before. Kashayitin mum ba'adam lamali. I did the boy michta. Can you not see boy? Kasanami kashayitin mum ba'adam. Okay, so that's the limit of Rabbi Shmuel. That's the limit of Rabbi Shmuel, and he's held serve. Rabbi Shmuel is held serve. Okay, Lenny, we're up to Pei Dalin Amid Aleph. Pei Dalin Amid Aleph, where the lines get wide 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 lines down, or 11th line, Debei Reb Chia. At the end of the line, it says Debei Reb Chia, the Yeshiva Reb Chia. The Reb Chia Tana, Amakra, the Pasuk says, don't cover your eyes, Nefesh b'nefesh, Ayin b'ayin, Shein b'shein, Yad b'yad, Regel b'regel. Regel b'regel, and this is speaking about what? It's speaking about Eidim Zayimim, guys. This is speaking about the pasuk of Eidim Zayimim. That look at Rashi. Gabi Eid Zayimim ksiv Ashminan dim heyed beish ploini shekita yad chaveroi mishali mamen hanite miyad liyad. That you go ahead and he pays money that is given what miyad liyad. He pays money that's given miyad liyad. So, guys, Eidim Zayimim is very much similar to Ayin Tachas Ayin. Kasha Zamam, like they plan to do, right? Vasisnu Kasha Zamam Lasas La'achiv. What we all know from our Makkas days, what they plan to do, we do to them, right? And it says over here, there it says Yad Biyad. Davranitim Yad Liyad. Uman Niu, and what is it? It's money. Uman Niu Mammon. Alamiyata Regel Barogel Nami, Hachihu. You're going to say what? If hand to hand, you're going to say, what about you can do foot to foot? What are you going to learn from foot to foot? So Ami Debei Reb Chia Kroy Yisera Kadosh. He found an extra pasuk. Ksiv asisim leikasha zamam lasos la'achiv. Isa kedaitach mamish yad biyad. Isa kedaitach mamish kama yad biyad lamali. Guys, why do you have to tell me, guys? If Kasha Zamam tells me whatever he wanted to do, you do to him. So let's say he wanted to cut off a guy's arm. You cut off his arm. Why do you have to say yad biyad? What's that? Shmami no mammon. I will say regel baragal lamali. I need the cost of yad biyad, cost of regel baragal. Okay, that's another limud. Another limit for what? For mammon, and not what, and not because it's extra. Once it's extra, guys, once it's extra, we have two things that are extra. We had the Kenyan Nasein Boy of Rabbi Shmuel extra. We have the Yeshiva Reb Chia. We have the Yad B'Yad by Eidim Zayimim extra, and therefore that will be a limit for what? Money, and not what, and not mamish. Okay, what we're trying to figure out, guys, is yesterday we said ayin ba'ayin is lav dafka, and we're having again. It's amazing. This was one of the big tzedaikim din, guys. This is one, mamish, you see very seldom you have a whole amid of people trying to go ahead and disprove the tzedaikim. Money after the other, trying to disprove that. We know it means money for sure. But you see, I find it fascinating that the whole daf is spent doing this. Each one with a different source. Abaya. What does Abaya say? Abaya Omar. Asya mit the Tanid Bechizkiya. He learns out money from the Tanid Bechizkiya. The Tanid Bechizkiya, ayin tachas ayin, nefesh tachas nefesh, v'lei nefesh v'ayin tachas ayin. In other words, an nefesh for a nefesh, an ayin for an ayin, a nefesh for a nefesh, a soul for a, and v'lei nefesh v'ayin tachas ayin. And not what? A nefesh and ayin tachas ayin. Give a special treat over here. Okay, so Abaye, he's going to learn out from the Tani Bechizkiya. Now it says ayin, an eye for an eye, ayin tachas ayin. It says nefesh benefesh, and now mashma that, or either or, but not both, but not nefesh v'ayin. What happens, guys, if you take out a guy's eye and he dies?
You're responsible for it.
So you definitely are. But I'm saying that in other words, it can't be that what an eye for an eye, because maybe he'll die, and that's more than he was mechuyev. Guys, So therefore, it must be money. Therefore, it must be money. Okay. Bisak gedaitach. Mamish zimnin the mishkachasla ayin v'nefesh tachas ayin. Maybe you'll find that you take out not only his eye but his nefesh as well. Tachas ayin. The bahadi the avrele, as you're blinding him, nafikle nishmase, his neshama will come out and he'll die. So therefore, it must be money. Says my kusha. You go ahead and evaluate if you can go ahead and take the punishment. And if you could do it, you do it. If not, not. And if you do evaluate, and in fact he does die, you evaluate, he could take extra amount of malchus, and he dies as a result. Pata. Okay, so this raya is upschlag, right? This raya is upschlag. Maybe, guys, maybe taka means his eye. You evaluate, take out his eye. If he dies, okay, nothing you can do about it. So this is not a good raya. Rav Zvid Mishmei de Rabba Omar Kra Petzach Tachas Patza. Litain Sar b'Makom Nezek. It tells me that even when he pays the damage, you're going to pay the tsar. Even when he pays for nezek, you're going to pay the tsar. Says the Gemara. Litain Sar b'Makom Nezek. V'sak Daitach Mamish Ki Hechi de Lahai Have Leit Saira Lahai Nami Is Leit Saira. Why would he have to pay money, guys, for tsar? If he, guys, look, what do you say? Guys, look at me. Why are you taking out his limb? Why are you taking out his limb? Because he took out your limb, right? He caused you tsar. When they take off his limb, it's going to cause him tsar. So what does he have to pay for the tsar? In other words, if it's ayin tachas ayin, why are you paying for tsar? That goes along. He also is in tsar. Just like he took your arm and you had tsar, well, you take his arm and he had tsar. So why is he paying you for the tsar? Ella must mean what? That you don't take his arm. That's his raya. Very, very lumda shiraya. In other words, if you're dealing with ayin tachas ayin and the tsar is being paid for that, he's paying for it with his arm. Good kasha. So therefore must be money. Says my kusha dilma ikka inish dimafanki, and maybe the nechbal, the one that's hit, the nechbal, he is a very, very how should we say, he can't take the pain. He's a snowflake. Snowflake. Benji is a snowflake. I read his Penny, but he's talking to his wife. Notice Penny's not. He's not even looking. Okay. Anyway, so maybe he's a snowflake, and therefore what he has a lot of tsar. Tfei v'ik inish deloy is the guy. He bites the bullet. You know the guy in the old Civil War movies. You bit the belt and they took off your arm. Right? They give you a shot of whiskey and you hit. I'm dating myself. What? Yeah. And
No.
Yeah,
it makes it sound like you were there in the Civil War.
And I was not, unless I'm a vampire or not. Anyway, you're the one who brought it up. That notice she has only a night. It's dark. Anyway, so there's a person who is in Sar. And he can take the pain, Syra. In other words, if they were both equal in terms of the pain they could take, you wouldn't play tsar. When would you pay the tsar? Where you have a person that's a funnik and the other one's not. So therefore, your kasha is not a kasha. Good. Rav Papa Mishmei the Rav Amar Amakra Rape Yirape Litem Refuah b'Makom Nezek. You have to pay the doctor bills. Mamish that what you're going to go ahead and take his arm. They both need doctors. So therefore, why is he paying your doctor bills? He's also paying doctor bills. Says my question. There's one who's what quickly he gets cured quickly. You'd have the same difference. So maybe it takes off. Your kasha is not a kasha. It means you really do take off the arm, and maybe so you slugged up. Ravashi learns it out from a tachas from shar. It says over here by Adam ayin tachas ayin. It says in Mishpatim shalim yishalim shar tachas ashar. You'll pay a shar for a shar. Right? She's not here. Anyway, so. So it says by mu'id. Ishar nagachu milchu shilshaim lo yishmenu ba'alav yishalim shalim shar tachas ashar. So by muad you're going to pay. So now it says by adam tachas, and it says by what? By shar tachas. Ma'alahalam by shar mamin, and it says tachas. Afkan by adam where it says tachas is money. So you have gzeir shava, guys. In other words, no lumdis, just clean cut, right? No kashas, gzeir shava. My class is the elf is tachas mishar. Why do you opt to learn tachas mishar? Neilev tachas me adam. Dichsiv nefesh tachas nefesh. And in other words, so he's ma'lahala mamish avkam mamish. In other words, learn out nefesh from adam where he's dying. So over here, kill his aver, which are the eye or the arm, whatever it was. In other words, guys, why do you opt to compare Adam to Shar to learn out its money? I could just easily compare it to Adam and learn out its eye or arm. Army done in Nizakim, being done in Nizakim and Misa. I'd rather go in the direction of Nizikim for Nizikim. By Shar, it's Mu'it, it's Hezek, and over here it's Chayvel, it's Masik. Mashen came by Adam, the Tachas by Adam is speaking about death. Says the Gemara Adarabba. Done in Adam ain't done in Adam and Behema. You're looking for commonality. It makes more sense to go ahead and learn that Adam from Adam than Adam Behema. Why are you jumping from Tachas to Behema? Keep it in the family. Ella says, Ella Ravashi, you know what? A different limud. I'm going to learn out from Adam, guys, and it's not speaking about Misa. Ella mi Tachas asher ina. The pasuk says, a man who's ma'anis a woman, Lavi Anaira Chamishim Kesef. If a man has forced himself upon a woman, he has to marry her and he pays 50 kesef. Okay, and it says tachas over there. So just like tachas over there is speaking about what? Money, and there's no misa. So to over here, it's speaking about tachas is speaking about money, ayin tachas ayin, and not mamish the ayin. Okay, that would be a limud for adam. So what do you gain over there? Adam minazikin. In both cases, guys, it's adam adam. You're learning out a person who was chayvel from a person who was manas a woman, and there's a nesek over there that she's this begam boishes begam mishpacha, and therefore pain, and so therefore tachas. Tanya Rebbe Eliezer Omer ayin tachas ayin mamish, an eye for an eye mamish. Don't leave yet, guys. Fred the Gemara mamish sal kedaitach. Rebbe Eliezer. Less they kachol hani tanoi, I mean, again all of them. So Oma Rabba or Oma Rava loymar shein shamin oisay ke'evet. You know what it means? It doesn't mean that you mamish take his eye out. It means you don't evaluate it like an evet. We said yesterday, how do you figure out nezek? How much is worth be sold as a slave before the eye or after the eye? Right? That was yesterday. So he says ayin mamish, right? It doesn't mean amamish ayin. It means you don't evaluate him as an eved. So you evaluate him as a free man, and free men aren't sold. Only avodim are sold. Free men are not sold. Fred the Gemara, you're going to evaluate him like a ben chayrin. Ben chayrin miyaslei demei. Does ben chayrin have value? El amar Avashi loymar shein shomin oislei benizik ella b'mazik. Yitaka evaluate as an eved, but you know what? You go if the mazik, the one who went ahead and did it, rather than what? Than the one that nechbal. Guys, you go after the chayvel, not the nechbal. In other words, according to the Tanakama and everyone else, it goes after who? The nechbal, the one that was damaged. How much he was worth, how much, according to Rabbi Eliezer, you go after what? The one who did the damage. Why is that? Let's see Taisvis. Okay, guys, when do you pay kaifer? If you allowed your shar to go ahead and gore 3 times and kill the person 3 times. Shar Amud, you pay kaifer, right? What's kaifer? Kufra kapara. He needs the kapara. Good? Says Taisvis. Second Taisvis. Ella b'damasik. The Svirle the Rebbe Eliezer, the Havika kaifer, that if you go ahead, what? And take a person's arm, you need a kapara, right? The Mishalim demei mazik. So just like kaifer, guys, the Rachmana karya kaifer. Aval atlakeh kaifer never, right? Guys, we said yesterday, you don't take the nefesh, lesikhu kaifer the nefesh reitzeach. You don't take kaifer for nefesh reitzeach. Guys, for nefesh reitzeach, you don't take kaifer, but you take kaifer for who? For the person who damages someone. So we saw earlier in the Masechta Machlokes. kufra, kapara or mamoina. We said if it's kapara, then he needs it for himself. The meimazik, correct? The Eliezer must hold that it's a kapara, and therefore it's the meimazik. That's the kiddush of Rebbe Eliezer. Not that it means money mamish. It means when you do the evaluation, right? The Tana, the Lael, and all the Tanoim that argue on him, Sfirle, the Dafka B'Koifim Mishalim the meimazik. You should pidyon nafshay. They hold it's not what. It's not koifer. It's not a pidyon nafshay, and therefore, since you're not to be proud of yourself because you didn't kill somebody, you sure didn't kill somebody. Okay, so Yitzim Midvarenu, guys. The bottom line is no one says an eye for an eye except if you're a tzedaki. No one says an eye for an eye unless you're a tzedaki, right? No one says an eye for an eye. We spoke at the Malbim earlier in the shir, right? The whole inyan of why it says it that way. We want to go ahead tell you what you're really supposed to be mechuyev, but the Torah can't. It's not the way of the Torah to do that. We have a bunch of limudim. Most of them shlugged up. A few remained, and we have the tachas of Rav Ashi that we learn out ayin tachas ayin from Anusa, where it says tachas ina. The fact that what he was ma'anaha. Okay, says the Gemara. We have a Maisa over here. Ahu Chamra, there was this donkey, the caught the yard of the Yenuka that bit off the arm of a baby. Asla Kamed Rav Papa by Shmuel. Amalu Zil Shumalei Abayim Dvarim. Go ahead and evaluate Nezek Tzaripui and Sheves and Baishes. So Amalei Rava Vanan Chamisha Tanan, not 4 or 5. Amalei. So Rav Papa by Shmuel told him, Levarmi Nezek Kamina. I mean, of course he has to pay Nezek, but I'm saying evaluate also Tsar Ripu Sheves and Baishes. Amalei Abaya v'Chamarhu v'Chamar ein Mishalim el Nezek. Guys, ish kiite mum b'misay, ish b'misay v'leishar b'misay. Shar doesn't pay dalet, doesn't pay the 5 things. So how's he? You don't pay Nezek Tzari B'Sheves and Baishes. This is Baba Kama throughout the Masechta. Ish kiite mum b'misay v'leishar b'misay. So how can Rav Papa Bar Shmuel go ahead and be mechayev him the 5 things? So Amalahu, so he said, you're right. Zil Shumulei Niski. Just go evaluate the Nezek. Just evaluate the Nezek. That's it. Only Nezek. To evaluate Nezek, I'm going to have to take this. I guess it wasn't a baby; it's a young child. I'm going to have to take this child to the slave market. So Amalahu Zilu Shaimu Ka'avda. Go ahead and evaluate as in the slave market. So Amalahu Avu the Yenuka, the father of the child, said, "Lebeinin, I don't want him to go there." The Zilu B'Milsa, it's not such a geschmacka thing. My son is above that. I'd rather him not go there. Amalei v'hokam mechayeves li Yenuka. You're going to cost him money. Yechayev, the Yenuka. In other words, fellas, if a child gets damaged, what they would do is they would collect the money and set up some type of fund and invest it, buy Tesla or Microsoft or something, and they would invest it. And yeah, what?
You better off Microsoft than Tesla.
Okay.
Microsoft's been up, Tesla's down.
I was just okay. Anyway, not when you bought it at 140. Anyway, so Amalahu l'chi gadol mifaisin mididi. I'll make it up. The father says, I don't want him in the slave market. I'll make it up. I'll make it up, and don't worry about it. Okay. Another Maisa. Ahu Tura, there was this axe. The oldest Yadel Yenuka, he chewed on the arm of a Yenuka. Asla kamei the Rava. Amalahu zil shemiu. Avda go evaluate as an eved. Amalei v'hamarhu da'ama kol nishim keved and goyven esla bebavel. Anytime there is need an evaluation like an eved, you don't collect it in Bavel. Rashi says, "Hoyel b'dava shein katzav." Since it's not a dava katzav, right? Which it's not a katzav. In goyven esla bebavel. Time of Farish to come on, we'll see on the Amid base. We'll see on the Amid base the halacha. Okay, so how could you go ahead and say it evaluate it? Anything that needs evaluation, we don't collect in Bavel. I'm a little like tzricha di toughest, right? Yeah, I need an evaluation if the toughest if he goes there and grabs, right? The toughest if he goes there and the e toughest, if he goes ahead and he grabs it, right? If the nizik grabs the worth of the mazik, right, the worth of the nizik, it helps, and we don't take it out. In other words, we won't pass him, but again, we have to know a price that if he does grab, you keep it. He toifus le mafkinamine. And Rava l'tamei, Rava goes according to his reasoning. We're gonna have a long-winded brisa, guys. At the end of the brisa, long-winded statement, Amroic statement of why do you collect in Bavel, what you don't collect in Bavel. Just as Derech Hakdama, we mentioned in Eretz Yisrael you could collect nasleis because in Eretz Yisrael they had smicha. There was a direct Messiah all the way back. In Bavel, there was no smicha. Guys, notice what some of you very never told you in yeshiva. The Amoraim in Eretz Yisrael were called Rebbe. The Amoraim in Bavel were called Rav. They didn't call Rebbe. Rebbe means the smicha, right? Rebbe Yonason, Rebbe Yochanan. No, that's Hisatana. Rebbe Yochanan was the foremost. Is a Rebbe. Rebbe Asi, Rav Ami, Rav Asi. They were in Bavel, right? They're not Rebbe Ami, Rav Asi. They're Rav Ami. Again, it's Rav Papa, Rav Chista. These are people in Bavel, right? So they didn't have smicha, so they're called Rav. But an Amoy in Eretz Yisrael is called Rebbe. Rebbe Eliezer ben Padis. Okay, and Rebbe Shimon ben Lakish, known as Reish Lakish. Okay, so how could Rava go ahead and collect in Bavel? How could that's what it was for Marhu? They asked Rava, who was in Bavel. Anytime you need an evaluation, you don't collect in Bavel. Amalu leitzricha di tafis. Now Rava went l'tamei dama Rava. Niske shar b'shar. That's easy. One shar damages another shar. In this case, shar ba'adam, guys, it means the adam damages the shar. It's the opposite. Guys, look at it. Don't make a mistake. It's not the shar damaging the adam. It's the adam damaging the shar. In this case, shar bi'adam, it's a shar that gets damaged by an adam. Those you collect in bavel. However, niske adam ba'adam, niske adam b'shar, ain't going to bavel. So let's get this straight, guys. Let's get this straight. Adam ba'adam, no. Adam ba'adam, no. Shar ba'adam, no. Adam b'shar, yes. Shar b'shar, yes. Okay, that's what we said. Now, Maishna niske adam ba'adam niske adam b'shar deloi, because Elokim ba'inon. You need dayanim called Elohim, the leka. If you're in the parsha of Mishpatim, fellas, in the parsha of Mishpatim it says Ad Elohim yavai devar shnehem. Ad Elohim means the dayan. So until Elohim yavai devar shnehem. That's what it says. So the reason why you won't collect this in Bavel, Adam ba'adam, and Adam b'shar is because you don't have Elohim, you don't have Dayan Mumchim. But in Veleka, Niske Shar b'shar v'shar b'adam nami amibeis as well, Elohim be'inin. Rashi says, guys, all these are in Pashas Mishpatim, and on all of them is going the pasuk Ad Elohim Yavai Devar Shnehem. So where do you make a chalak between Adam b'adam and Adam b'shar versus Shar b'shar and Shar b'adam? Where do you make that distinction? Elamaishna Shar b'shar v'shar b'adam. The reason why you do go ahead and judge in Bavel, the shlichus sayu ka'avdinon. We're doing the shlichus of Bnei Eretz Yisrael. Midi dahave ahoidois v'halva. The Gemara in Sanhedrin tells us that what? That hoidah v'halva, to accept edus on a halva or edus on a hoidah being moida. Like Rashi says at the end of, he simply says hoidah ishon v'fanenu hoidaloi. That means they said the Edom saying they said in front of us, he's moida to the halva, he said in front of us, right? That the loan took place in front of us. So that they would be believed on. Because we're doing the shlichus of Eretz Yisrael. So Amri, so we have the problem. Once you're telling me shar b'shar and adam b'shar, you're doing the shlichus. What's the difference, right? That adam b'adam and Adam b'shar, why don't you say shlichus ka'avdinon? I mean, ki avdinon shlichusayu b'midi de kimle begavei. That we know the amount. B'midi de kimle begavei, that we need a shuma lo avdinon. Something that we need an evaluation that we don't do. Something that we know the amount we do. Amri shar b'shar b'adam nami lo kim begavayu. How could you tell me a shar damages another shar, a shar damages or an Adam damages a shar? You still have to evaluate, and yet you're collecting in Bavel. Ela poik chasi. What do we say? You know, go out. To tell you, nimcha kama v'chem b'samach. Poik chazi mizdavni tura b'shuka. Go sell the shar in the marketplace. Guys, go sell the shar in the marketplace. In other words, you know what it is, whatever you get. Adam b'shar nami poik chazi heichim mizdavni avdi b'shuk. Go see how much it ever goes for. In other words, you're making a distinction, guys. Shar b'shar you can ascertain by selling it. So Adam Shar b'Adam Adam b'Shar Adam b'Shar you also can evaluate. Go see what an Evid's going for. If a Shar damages an Adam, go see what it's worth. Go see what he's worth. V'oid Tashlim Kefel v'Tashlim Abba b'Chamisha the Kitzi Navid Shichusayu Kefel and Dalid v'Hei, which you know the amount. If you're telling me it's dependent upon the amount, you know this amount. So therefore, what? You should be able to collect in Bavel, and we know we don't judge Knesses in Bavel. So right now we're holding, fellas. I don't understand the distinction why by Shar b'Shar, yes, Shar ba'Adam, yes, Adam ba'Adam, and Adam b'Shar, not. I don't know the distinction. So Amri, ki avdina shlichusayu bi'b'moina, b'knasa lo avdina shlichusayu. Says the Gemara, Adam ba'Adam, the mamoina who never shlichusayu. Nezek is not knas. So of the Adam damages the norm, let's do the shlichus and judge it in Bavel. Says the Gemara, Kiko avdina shlichusayu b'milsa de shlicha. When do we do the shlichus? B'milsa de shlicha, by something that what is common, that's found. Adam le shlicha le avdina shlichusayu. For one man to damage another person, it's amazing, right? In those days, there was no shlicha le avdina shlichusayu. Okay, so in other words, that's our distinction. So so it seems like Adam shar b'shar. It seems that he only answered one of them, right? Adam ba'Adam. Adam ba'Adam, and yeah, Adam ba'Adam and Adam b'Shar is not Shchiach. So we don't do it in Bavel. Mashenkin think that, so Shar b'Shar, which is Shchiach, and Shar ba'Adam, for an Adam to damage a Shar, seems to be Shchiach. Boishes, the Shchicha, now Shlichusayu. Boishes, which is Shchiach, take out the word Pagam. We should do their Shlichus. Amri Hachanami, we do it. The Rapapa Agbe Arba Meyazuzi LeBoishes. He collected 400 tzuz if you want to embarrass somebody. Okay? I less, so we don't hold like that. V'holesa l'Rav Rapapa. The Shalfei of Chista l'Rav Nachman. The Shalfei Chista constant komavis b'bubble. You collecting knas b'bubble. Gobble. Rav shalav daf knas, but right. But it's something that what is anything that what that doesn't have a chesaron kiss. Guys, if you stop a person across the case with a glove. You embarrass the guy, right? It's no monetary loss, right? So therefore, the Gemara now is going to come to a conclusion. When do we do the shlichus in Bavel of Eretz Yisrael? B'milsa de shlicha. It's something common. B'isbei chisaron kiss, and there's a monetary loss. Aval milsa de shlicha, to embarrass someone, which is shliach, b'les bei chisaron kiss, but there's not a monetary loss. Inami milsa de shlicha, an adam ba'adam. This bechesaron kiss, and there is a monetary loss. Lo yavdin shlichusaychu. Hilkach adam ba'adam afagav this bechesaron kiss, even though there's a loss. Kim le shlicha lo yavdin shlichusayu. Boishes avagav the shlicha kim less bechesaron kiss lo yavdin shlichusayu. Guys, this is the first halacha in Choshen Mishpat. This is the first halacha, Aleph in Choshen Mishpat. This is the first halacha in the Hilchos Dayanim. But that this is the maskana. If it's shchiach, in order to collect, you need two things. Shchiach and chesaron kiss. If it's missing one or the other, if it's shchiach, busha, no chesaron kiss. If it's loy shchiach, adam ba'adam, even though chesaron kiss, they don't collect. This is important. This is the first halach in Shlomo. Fred the Gemara, the shar v'shar goyim beBavel, would they collect shar v'shar in Bavel? The Ama Rava, shar shehizik ain't goyim nasa beBavel. Now the asik man, who did he damage? Ilay with the asik adam. Mayi yeshar the asik adam. I feel adam the asik adam. Nami ain't goyim nasa beBavel. In other words, that l'chayr is like shchiach. El pshita the asik shar. It must be that the asik shar. V'ktani ain't goyim nasa beBavel. So how can you tell me shar yes? Ami hasan betam. When don't you collect? That's by a tam. Especially guys, we pass in palganiska kanasa. We don't collect knas in Bavel. Guys, chatzi nesek is a dava kotzev, right? So you wouldn't collect the dava kotzev in Bavel. Here we're speaking about a muad. Now he got a problem, guys. Has the animal become a muad? If you judge it once, that can become a muad. Now again, the half of the Gemara is going on Karen. Again, we're going back to this Gemamin. Karen Shem V'Regel. Shem V'Regel Muadim Etchilasan. Karen needs 3 times, right? Now, Ami Hasan B'Tam, that's in Goyvin, Hacham Muad Goyvin. Fredding Mavamarava, Ein Muad B'Bavel. There's no Muad B'Bavel. Since it didn't become a Tam, it had to be warned. So there's no Muad in Bavel. Ami the Ayid Hasan, it became a Muad in Eretz Yisrael. The Aysil Hacha and made its way over to Bavel. Fredding Mava Milsad Lashchichi. So that's Rabban and the Hasan v'Yehudei. In other words, so like that's Moshchayach, right? That the Bnei Eretz Yisrael came and testified over here. Soif Milsa L'Shchichi. The bottom line, whether it's the shar coming from Eretz Yisrael the Bavel or the Dayanim of Eretz Yisrael coming to Bavel. But I'm in Milsa Lashchich Leikav Dim Shulsayu El Kiyamarava B'Shem V'Regel Demuan Michilas Ninu Einachinami. When don't you collect? That's by a time by Karen. By why? Because Ein Goyvin Knesses Bavel. Shem V'Regel, which is a muad, that what you would collect. And Rez Hashem will continue tomorrow. Gets a little involved.